The Three Little Pigs and the Helpful Beaver. Once upon a time, in a cozy little cottage, lived a mother pig with her 3 little sons. Their names were Percy, Pip, and Patty. Percy was always in a hurry, Pip loved to daydream, and Patty was a very thoughtful and hard-working pig. "You are all grown up now," Mother Pig said one morning, her voice full of love. "It is time for you to go out into the world and build homes of your own. But be careful and always do your very best work." Patty listened carefully to his mother's words. He packed a small bag with a hammer, a level, and a tasty apple for his lunch. "I will make you proud, Mother," he said, giving her a kiss on the cheek. The 3 little pigs waved goodbye and set off down the sunny lane. "I'm going to build my house first and have lots of time to play," squealed Percy, running ahead of his brothers. "Be safe," called Mother Pig one last time from her garden gate. Patty turned and waved until the cozy cottage was just a tiny speck. He promised himself he would build a house that was safe and strong. Soon, the pigs came to a crossroads where a beaver in a hard hat was selling building supplies. "Greetings," said the beaver. "My name is Bartholomew, and I have the finest bricks in the land. They make a very strong house." "Bricks take too long," said Percy. "I want to play now." "And they look so heavy," added Pip with a yawn. They thanked the beaver and hurried on their way, leaving Patty to think. Percy met a farmer pulling a cart full of straw. "Perfect," he thought. He quickly gathered a big pile of golden straw, and, in less than an hour, he had built himself a little straw house. "Now for a game of tag," Percy shouted to Squeaky the Mouse, who had come to admire the house. He was so happy to be done with his work for the day. Meanwhile, Pip found a pile of sticks near the woods. "These will do just fine," he said to himself. He leaned them against each other, making a pointy roof and 4 wobbly walls. "My house of sticks is finished," Pip announced to a bluebird on a branch. "Now I can take a nice, long nap in the shade." And that's just what he did. But Patty went back to Bartholomew the beaver. "I would like your strongest bricks, please," he said. Patty worked all day long, mixing mortar and carefully laying each brick in a straight, strong line. He built a sturdy wooden door and a tall, strong chimney. It was hard work, but Patty didn't stop until his house was perfect. It had taken him the whole week. Squeaky the Mouse, who had watched all the houses being built, brought Patty a sunflower seed as a reward. "Your house is the best," squeaked the mouse. "It looks very safe." Now living deep in the woods was a big bad wolf named Wolfgang. He had a rumbling tummy and a craving for a little pig for supper. He crept through the trees until he saw Percy's house of straw. Wolfgang knocked on the door. "Knock, knock, knock. Little pig, let me come in," he growled. Percy's ears wiggled with fear. "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin," he cried. "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in," roared the wolf. He took a giant breath and blew the straw house all to pieces. Percy squealed and ran away as fast as his little legs could carry him. Percy dashed to Pip's house of sticks. Let me in, the wolf is coming," he cried. Pip opened the door, and Percy tumbled inside just as Wolfgang arrived. Little pigs, let me come in," Wolfgang growled, his voice deeper this time. "Not by the hair of our chinny chin chins," they shouted together. "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in," roared the wolf. He huffed and he puffed, and the house of sticks wobbled, creaked, and fell right down. The 2 little pigs ran all the way to Patty's house of bricks. "Patty, help!" they cried. Patty opened his strong wooden door and pulled his brothers inside, locking it securely behind them. Wolfgang was very cross. He marched up to the brick house and banged on the door. Little pig, let me come in." "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin," shouted Patty from inside. "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in," he howled. He huffed, and he puffed, and he huffed, and he puffed, but the brick house did not move 1 inch. Wolfgang was all out of puff. He gave up and slunk back into the woods with his tummy still rumbling. Inside, Percy and Pip gave their brother Patty the biggest hug ever. Percy and Pip learned their lesson that day. They helped Patty add 2 more rooms to the little brick house, 1 for each of them, and the 3 little pigs lived safely and happily ever after.